and I'm not sure why not. Right, not sure what's going on, but this should have started live, and it's not. So, right. Oh, wow. Welcome to 2025. It's taken me 5 minutes just for it to connect. I'm on, right? I'm on, at last. I hate this YouTube. I hate all of this technical stuff just to get the message out. Well, hopefully all of your holidays went well and you had a great time, and you discovered who you like and who you don't like, because it's the same old thing every year. Okay, we got a big delay here that's going on. So hi everyone. Hi Roger. Hi Elemental. Haley's House 13. Hello, haven't seen you in a while. I know it's been Christmas. We see you. Imogen Rex, you are live. Dina Salesaha, you and I both. Yes, I hate it. It's horrible, isn't it? It was easier for me to connect in with my own soul than it is to connect in with YouTube. It's true. So what we're going to be doing, I'm going to still be doing some live readings because I love doing the live readings, so we can all get interactive with that. These are the cards that I used to use on TV many years ago. They was all developed between me and spirit, me and my soul. Came out with this idea. Now the reason why these cards came into play is when you're going through the dark night of the soul, your mind will be so confused, it will be all over the place, it will be scrambled. And so what happened was a series of words that I needed to use as commands to help me to balance my own mind, my own craziness, to save my own insanity. And so over a period of time, important words of the alphabet came into play. So as I always say to people, you know, the art of be me, 3 letters, be me, be you, not be me, be you. If you take the alphabet, and I was given that choice, it's like, okay, let's have a look at the alphabet. Take 3 letters out of that, that's the most important 3 letters in the alphabet. And of course it became be me. And so therefore everything arrived from them 3 letters, which meant they completely transformed my life. They gave me healing abilities. They helped me with my psychic, my mediumship. They opened my awareness. They got me to understand compassion. They got me to understand how to align my body, my mind and my energy and my emotions to work with my experiences. So should we begin with some readings, and let's see what happens here. Nothing changes on New Year's Day. Sang Bono and U2. Yeah, I used to love that group. I probably still do, but I haven't seen them for such a while. Yeah, nothing changes, does it? It's just another day. It's just a day in your life. It's a day in my life. It's the way that we seem to work, isn't it? That's all we're given as slaves in the world of the workers or life or human beings. Give them a couple of days off and they can enjoy themselves. It's crazy really, isn't it? Christmas should be every day anyway. Okay, so we're up and running. Hi Jane Tone, sorry. JPH, hi JPH. So we've got a good few of the people that are always coming through. I'm just going to reach over here and pick up my little booklet here, because I just want to run over a few things, because I was talking to somebody the other day and we was talking about beeism, you know, what was the importance of it, how did it come about. And in this little booklet of mine, which was written many years ago, I had to understand what is the truth, you know, what did I believe in? Did I believe in what the world was telling me, or was it a case of me trying to understand and believe myself? Because what we've got going on the planet is the biggest thing that we have with people is that they don't believe in themselves. They don't believe that they can transform. They don't believe they have confidence. They don't believe they have a soul. They don't believe they have a spirit. They don't believe they have psychic abilities. They don't believe they can heal themselves. They don't believe or trust their own minds. They don't trust their relationships or believe in their relationships. They don't like or believe in the jobs that they're working in. So we've got this whole planet of who or what do we believe in. And now we're living in a world of, well, I don't know what's real anymore. Do you? We're looking at AI now that is taking over, so everything's going to get really skew-whiffed. Skew-whiffed? Is that a word? I don't know. Skew-whiff. Everything's going to change. So for me, the importance of beeism, as I always say, is it was about me. It was about trying to understand, am I just going mental? Am I just going mad? Or is something happening that's got a meaning, that's got a purpose? Is there a real reason to this awakening? And as you know, depression was the forefront of that. A deeper version of depression then became the dark night of the soul, and that's when it gets really off the cuff. That's when it really gets scary, because now you're starting to open yourself up to many different possibilities of what does the spirit world consist of. And what I discovered about the spirit world, it consists of quite a lot of things that you don't want to see, really. And so therefore we talk a lot about light energy, light spirits and dark spirits. And what you've got to realize is that when you're in a dark place yourself, that will bring in a darker spirit, that will even bring in darker mortal human beings into your life. And that's why you can all turn around and say, well, trust my luck to bring in another arsehole. Let's put it that way. So beeism was my message. So the message that I was going through was beeism is my message. Beeism is the truth. Now, when I say that, be me is the truth. I'm the truth of me. This is who I am. So I try to live a life as truthful and as honestly as I possibly can, and to spread this message as truthful as I possibly can. This is how it happened to me. No one else has got beeism, as you've heard me say before. So beeism is about healing the self. So can be me heal the self? Well, I can say yes, it's totally possible in a world that I came from where it was totally impossible. So it's about making the impossible possible. Beeism is the way. Well, you are the way. It's your way. So that's where you find the truth, in your way. Whatever you believe is your way. You find that truth. And that's what Be Me is all about. It's discovering the self-identity of who you are. And as I say, to discover my spirit, to discover my identity, to discover my own love, and to discover my own wholeness, that became the process of what I would say is my religion, really, is beeism, because I needed to believe in myself. So the readings and the cards were all about trying to understand, could I heal myself? Was the words that I was using killing me? And of course the answer to that is yes. And so therefore a series of words were needed to be able to input into my mind, to focus only on these words that could possibly change the chemistry of my body. And thank God they did work. So let's just say hello. Skewed, thanks Roger. Spirit world, I doubt they could ever AI a healer. That will yet to be seen, I believe. So hopefully you're really right on that. No, AI is wiser than Solomon. Right, okay. Right, so what else we've got there? So we've got a few people in. Nice waistcoat, thanks Roger. Okay, so we've got Ruth Jones that's come into play there. Excuse the cough and that. I've had that dreadful flu. I don't get the flu. I don't get a cold, but I don't know if it's happening wherever you are. There was a virus going around which was giving everybody a cough, and that's about it really, and it's been ongoing. So as my throat decides to dry up, and it possibly will do in about an hour's time, I'm going to start coughing, and that's when we'll call it a day. Divine Zion, hi. Okay, so we've got a few people here. So beeism is about asking your own soul. It's about discovering your own soul. Is the soul real? Can it help you? Can it teach you? Can it guide you? And the answer to that is yes. Now, I've just come upon something of how the soul kind of works. I know it in my own story, but there was this story, and it was called the Cheddar Man. And it's from, it's a Stone Agey, 10,000-year-old skeleton that was dug up not too far down the road here, and I've forgotten the complete name of it. It's gone right, Somerset. In Somerset, there was this skeleton that was dug up, and they called him the Cheddar Man. They estimated him to be 10,000 years old, right? So that means it was before the Ice Age. They found a living descendant from Cheddar Man. Now, this is how the soul works. So we're talking about a 10,000-year gap, right? And there is this man who has the same DNA. And guess where he lives? Around the corner from where they found Cheddar Man. So when you stop and think about that in that 10,000-year period, the ancestors are still walking in the same footsteps as they was 10,000 years ago. Now, to me, that was brilliant, because I don't hear too many stories of understanding that the soul knows where it's at. It's just you don't know where we are at. And that's the difference. The human being has no idea about what's going on. And so therefore, as I went through the healing process, that's when the soul started to show itself. That's when life started to get a little bit weird and a little bit wonderful, a little bit crazy, because things were happening that I had no idea about how it was happening. But it was the soul's journey. And so therefore, as I've told you before, I live in the area where 600 years of my entire family were born, let's say. It's 600 years because there's no records before that. But when I had the DNA testing done, I can take it back a little bit further than that. But as for proof and knowledge that the soul knows where it's going. So for me, the soul has come back home, and it's where it all begun. I'm surmising that it's happening to all of you. No matter what country you go to, if you get an idea that you think to yourself, well, I'm going to go to Germany, or whatever be the case, and you think it's a real good idea, I guarantee you the reason why you're going to Germany is not because you chose to go to Germany. It's because your soul is saying, we are going to Germany. And so therefore your mind picks it up and goes, oh, I think I'll go to Germany. Just had this idea. Just came out of the blue. I'm going to go to Germany. And so you go there thinking that you're going there on a holiday. But I guarantee you this, it's probably where your family come from. You're walking in the footsteps of your soul's lineage, your ancestors. So when we start to come away from the human programming, which is what I always say, to me now, the human programming is definitely wrong. You're not a human being. There's no truth behind it. But when we look at Be Me, you know, I'm here. This is me. This is my life. This is what I do. This is how I think. This is how I feel. These are the people that I meet in my life. And so therefore, once you understand it from a Be Me level, your perception changes, your habits change, your repetitive patterns change, your energy changes, your emotion changes, everything changes about you, because now you're seeing through the eyes of being your true self, which is the Be Me. Whereas when you're seeing through the eyes of the human being, you're just judging everything, and it's coming from an emotional point. Because the human being is fed and led to believe that life is emotional. Whereas the Be Me being is turning around saying, no, it's not. It's sacred and it's soulful. And I think it's the biggest agreement that we come to the planet. Now, if they talk about reincarnation, then reincarnation would all be about, well, you didn't get the story, you didn't understand it, so let's go back and let's pick up where we left off. And so therefore, in my ancestral lineage, what's happened is I'm picking up where they left off. And so therefore, I'm just in this long lineage of all these souls that are edging me towards the goal. And that goal is to be with oneself, to understand the self, to understand the spirit of self, to understand that we don't die, and to understand that the spirit world definitely exists. And then we have to come into the fact that says, okay, well, if we understand that the spirit world exists, then what about my spirit? And then once you start connecting in with the soul, then it starts to teach you about your own spirit. Wow, that was a mouthful, wasn't it? Roger Martin. Okay, so looks like we've got everybody on here as it goes. So Jane Tones, I take oregano oil when I feel that tickle. Okay, I'll look into that. Thank you very much. Cheddar Man. Yes, I don't know if that's you're saying that you understand Cheddar Man or you've read about Cheddar Man, but I found it really interesting. Right, Ruth Jones, let's show you the colours, everybody. I think everybody that's on here is going to know. Right, we've got the camera. Yeah, everybody's going to know that we've got the camera on the colours. There's the colours. As you can see, they're all tattered and worn, where I've used them so many times in my readings. These are supposedly the colours of the chakra colours, right? And as we know, all of these colours give off levels of vibration. Now, in the first place, I didn't really truly understand it. I didn't believe in it. And I definitely didn't believe in all these Eastern promises of what the chakras meant because I didn't understand them. So my idea of it all is that I developed my own. And so therefore, I always look at my chakras as a ladder. So I can go up and down the ladder. And then we've got the fourth card there, which is the balance, which is the heart. So below that, I call that the lower self. Above that, I call the higher self. And so therefore, I know when I'm in my lower self, and I know when I'm in my higher self, and I know when I'm feeling pretty much balanced. So Ruth Jones has gone with green and purple. So I'm going to spin the cards. Let's see what we've got. You can hear the cards shuffling away there. So first colour is green. So let's see what we got. Excuse me, whatever cards come out, they just come out in the way that they come out. So, oh, that's a good card. Well, actually, they're all good cards. So you got Quest that's coming up on the green. And then we'll go on there. Oh, that's interesting. They're two great cards. Because when I put them two together, drop of water there. When I put them two together on the green, which is the balance, which is the heart, so there is a quest. And I believe everyone is on a quest, and that quest is to understand the heart, is to understand how to love. So somewhere along the line here, it's about connecting your heart with your third eye, which is your visualization of where your quest would be. Now, they do say to get coherence between the heart and the mind is the way to go. So the more coherent that you can become with what you have in your heart, and you can visualize that, apparently that's how we do the manifesting. So we start to manifest when we get the two portions of these together where both of them make sense, right? So what is that quest within your heart? And what is it that you actually visualize? When them two meet and come together, that's a power. So I could turn around and say, for me on the green, it was always about, God, will I ever find the love of beeism? Will I ever find the love of myself? And I had this visualization that it could happen, and it may happen. I had this visualization of beeism, but it was about getting the two together. So whatever your visualization is, and whatever your quest is, it's about connecting and communicating between the two. But it must come from the heart to activate and visualize the front of the mind, or the cortex, or even the third eye, to open up the third eye. So is that your quest? Quest is always about an adventure. And I thought, for me, with understanding beeism, understanding spirituality, that's what became the adventure. So when the soul turns around and says, you know, I want you to be me, that's the adventure. So whatever your quest is, whatever you visualize, put the two together, concentrate on it, think about it, go into meditation about it, and then sort of see it happening and feel it as if it's happening. And that's the best way to do that. Hopefully that'll give you some sort of little bit of guidance there. But quest and visualization, two brilliant words. Well done, you. Dino Salis, a pair of hummingbirds just hovered in front of the window where I'm watching and listening. Love them. We don't get them. I've never seen one, but I think they're the most amazing birds on the planet. I love birds. So roof, green and purple we've done. We've got Zippy 67, yellow and red. So let's go with that. Make sure I've got no right. So now we're going. So we've got yellow and red for Zippy 67. So we do the yellow first. Oh no, we can't be bringing out the same card. Come on, there's loads of cards here. What's the matter with you? Right, okay. That's a bit of a negative one that's come out there. So that's a yellow and a red. So let's go into the red. And we've got there, we have universal. So on the red, let's move that book out of the way. So we've got universal and useless. So that's interesting. Let me switch it over for you. So let's go into this one. There we have it. So we have universal coming up on the red, and we've got coming up on the yellow is coming up as useless. Now this is really, I'm going to speak in the way that I'm going to speak, but it's going to be down to you to sort of interpret what's going on. A lot of people ask for universal messages, right? And we've tried many different ways to understand what does it mean to get a universal message. So there is something there for you that you are wanting to start up from the ground up. So the red is taking you back to the beginning of something. And so therefore you're asking the universe to help you achieve something in your creativity. But what's being backed up here, now whether it's right or whether it's wrong, it's just an interpretation. I'm doing it over the airwaves, so it's very difficult to me to be able to sort of speak. If I was speaking to you, we could probably explain this a little bit differently. But as we look at the yellow, this is always coming up about trust. It comes up with trust levels, and it comes up with creativity levels. So is there something about you within the universal law or the universal language that you feel just hasn't delivered something to you, or you feel like something has let you down? And so therefore somewhere in it, within yourself, especially in the third chakra point, there's something about it that you feel useless about. Now, I don't know if it's about sort of manifesting something or trying to understand what manifesting means. It's a very big topic, and it's very hard to gauge what it means to manifest. But to me, this seems like there's something that coming in from the beginning that you would like to make happen, and you would definitely like the universe to give you a little bit of help in that story of what it is that you're trying to do. You've got the useless word that comes up. So sometimes I like to look at that word useless, and I like to split that word, and I say use less, right? Use less. So be careful in the way that you're treating yourself when it comes up in trusting yourself. Trust in your journey and trust in the feelings that you are feeling that come up just underneath the rib cage there. So it's all about trust, but use less. So whatever it is that you feel useless about, useless is a point of a place where we put ourselves down because we don't feel that we are capable of achieving something. And if you don't feel that you're capable of achieving something on a universal background, then that may be some sort of problem. Again, these are just little snippets. Normally, all of these cards would be used, and so therefore we can expand the story of what's going on. Hopefully that's something in there for you. Something for nothing, as they say. Yellow and solar plexus, your power and vitality. Yeah, solar plexus is your power and vitality, but it's also, oh, that's right, that's experimental. Zippy, okay, I get it. Thank you, Zippy. Okay, you get it. See, I don't get it because I'm just speaking what's going to come out, and because we're not interactive on a one-to-one, I can't converse with you that much. But hopefully you get the way these works. Zippy is saying, leave it when it's time, the divine will shine. Beautiful, thank you. Yes, I mean, it takes ages. You know, when we look at this word divinity, you know, we all have divinity. We all have a divine timing. It's all about understanding your own levels of your own gift. I mean, that's divinity. It's your connection to the oneness. It's connecting to the whole. So beeism became my divinity, not somebody else's. Not somebody else's scripture, not somebody else's book, not interested. It's about discovering what divinity means for you. When you connect to the divine, can mean you can connect to the earth. You can connect to the flowers in a divine way. But when you get your body and your mind and your energy connecting together, there is an energy that it produces that you would say is purely divine, because that's how it makes you feel. It makes you feel divine. When I do miracles of healing and I'm using the healing technique, the healing that comes through me is such a beautiful, amazing feeling that it can only be divine, which means the field or the energy or spirit, call it God, call it whatever you like, whatever it is that energy is that feeds everything on this planet. You utilize that, and that to me is the energy, that to me is the universal energy, and that to me is the truth. When I connected into that, I discovered the truth, and that was what beeism was all about. And then understanding beeism, it felt right, it felt divine, I felt connected, it felt kind of stupid in the first place, thinking, who am I to create something called beeism, because anything with an ism on the end is a religion. But if it's a religion of self-belief, which I think should happen, because if the world is missing self-belief, then I think we need a dose of self-belief. Because when I was going through this, I needed a dose of belief. I needed to believe in myself. I needed someone to believe in me, because trying to do anything in life, trying to get people to believe in you or having faith in you is very difficult. Not even your parents will do that. Okay, beautiful, thank you. Light Club, yellow and purple. Right, Light Club, are you bringing that in for me, experimental? So have I got to go for light Club, yellow and purple? So let's go with that one, yellow and purple again. Twice we've had yellow and purple. In comes yellow, which is relationship. Great, that's a great word for that. Oh, look, and that comes up again. Listen, I've got all of these cards here. Quest has come up again. So, is everyone on a quest? Yes, you should be on a quest. I'm on a quest. We're all on a quest. Question. Question. Quest. Question everything. Find the answers. So we got relationship. Are you on a quest for a relationship? That would be an interesting one, isn't it? I think a lot of people are so on the quest for a relationship. We're trying to understand the importance of relationship. But again, you've got it coming up on the yellow, which for me is all about understanding the relationships. And don't forget, when we go through relationships, when they're great, the third chakra works absolutely amazing because it works with the fourth chakra. So the yellow and the green work together and you think, oh my God, this is it. This is the one. This is fantastic. This is amazing. This is great. And you've got rid of the fears. So the yellow can also represent reducing fear, because the yellow one is the source of a lot of illness, and that comes from a lot of disappointment. So I could turn around and say, you could have had a lot of disappointments in your relationship. So your quest or your visualization on a quest is that you have an idea or something or someone that you feel is the right relationship, and that's what you're looking for. But I always turn around and say this, I believe it this way. I don't paint a picture of what I believe is going to happen, because if I believe something's going to happen, then I'm going to get disappointed. So I always leave it open. So I hear a lot of my friends turn around and say, in a relationship, oh, she's got to be Italian, she's got to have dark hair, she's, got to be a certain height, certain weight, and all of these things. I don't do that. Whatever comes, it kind of comes, because whatever comes, I have no outcome of that. And then in the glory of that, the outcome is better than what I would have thought was going to happen. And that's when it's all soulful led. So relationships can be very important to you, and it's about trusting relationships. But most importantly, it's about, do you trust your own relationship? Because this is a beamy reading. It's getting the body and the mind and the energy working in one. That's the relationship. We all search for love. We all search for that great oneness within a partnership. That's, wow, it's all balanced and it makes sense and it's great. And security is the word, isn't it? Feeling safe and secure with love. That's what we all want. But in the relationship of the yellow chakra of it all, you will always be gauging relationships with a feeling. So be careful, even if you do meet people, new relationships, and everyone is a relationship. Life is a relationship. But whatever it is with them feelings, even if a relationship came to you or towards you, or you're in a relationship, and there's something there that you're not trusting, that's letting you know that there's something there that needs healing. Because once you kind of heal that energy, it's a beautiful feeling, and then you start to trust everyone. I always say, you can trust a human, but don't trust the demon that sits within them. That's a totally different story. So maybe your quest is definitely on the word of relationship, but my quest was always about me being the relationship. I needed to find out who I am. I need to love who I am. I need to understand what is my potential, what is the gift in everything. So relationship quest, let me know. It's such a big thing, isn't it? We'll watch so many programs now, and I'm watching all the youngsters, sort of going through their relationships and what they're looking for in a relationships, and bless them, good luck. Everyone's got this idea of what they want from a relationship, but little do they know they're probably looking for someone like their mum or their dad. Now, their mum or dad could have been right or wrong, but one way or another, in your relationships, you're meeting up with one of them, and then you're going to turn around and say, this sounds and looks familiar. Where does this come from? A lot of people, a lot of women, if they come from fatherless figures, they kind of want a relationship that's kind of going to give them that sort of fatherly love, that protection, if you like. I don't think there's many fathers out there that are like that, be honest with you. But hey, some do exist, apparently. So again, relationship is the key to planet. Relationship to yourself, relationship to spirit, relationship to the soul. It's all relationship. Right. Do it big. I do it big. It always makes me laugh. Right. Do it big. Blue and purple, please. Everyone's loving the purple. You know what purple's all about. Everyone knows the purple. First card that comes up is dedication. Be me is dedication, because there's be me. It's written on the top of these. Oh, these are interesting. Okay. They're all interesting, but I'll always say that anyway. Let's just show you what's going on here. Let's switch over to the magical camera of above. There we have it. We have dedication and we have becoming. We've got the third that's coming up in the chakra, which is always about be my expression, be my experience. So it's about truth, isn't it? It's the way that you speak. I always say, if you want to discover the soul of who you are, or you want to discover the God of who you are, it will always come through on the voice. And when you start to channel, you get out the way and the true voice starts to come through. So there's a dedication that you need to give yourself. And dedication is a beautiful word. I don't think we use it enough in our everyday life, to be dedicated to certain something. Now you've got becoming. So becoming dedicated to understanding, one, your spiritual self, your soulful self, but it's about how to communicate with that soulful self or that spiritual self. So dedication means you give it 100%, because what we've got going on in the world here is everyone's always giving 100% to somebody else. Everyone's always giving 100% to your job. But when are you dedicated to oneself? Beeism became a dedication. I had to keep working with it, and it became a practice. You've got to practice, and you've got to practice, and you've got to understand where your energy is sitting. You've got to understand how to heal your energy. You've got to learn how to communicate with that energy, for good energy or for bad energy. It's a dedication, and it's a practice. So I dedicate myself to be me. That's the truth. When you dedicate yourself to being you, that means when you stand in your truth, you won't allow anything to sort of budge you from that. It's the same, I won't allow anyone budge me from beeism. Beeism for me is it. There is nothing else. Beeism just works for me. So that's my dedication. But coming up in the blue, in the throat area here, again on a negative, you can shut yourself down. That's the opposite, to be able to voice your opinion. Opinion's not the right word. It's not voicing opinions. Opinions can be a little bit not right. But voicing your own truth, or discovering your own truth and speaking your own truth. This is what I do. So I'm using my voice and I'm speaking my truth, because I'm dedicated to be doing that. And I've got there on the on the sixth chakra, which is coming up in the purple there. Again, this is coming up with your dreams, it's coming up with your visions, it's coming up with a foresight, it's coming up with future plans. So dedicate yourself to how you will be feeling, not doing, feeling in your future. So see in the mind's eye how you would like to see yourself feeling, and then you head towards that, and that's the dedication. That's how I would put it. Hopefully that works for you. Right, light club, repair. Okay, I don't know what you're repairing. It's all repairing. We're all injured. We're all damaged. Light club on yours now. Do it big, blue and purple. That's done. Light club. I'm in deep fear at the moment. It's crippling. Questing to repair relationship with my true self and God. Yeah, right, brilliant. Right, okay, let me just get into that. I'm in deep fear. So we're low down in deep, right? And I do understand what low down deep means. And it's crippling. Yes, it is. Questing to repair relationship with my true self and God. Right, let's go for the first one first, is understanding the fear. If we can understand fear, because on that God level, on that universal level, whatever we call it, I try to stay away from the God word too much. But you're trying to repair yourself. So what is it that you're needing to repair? Well, it's the fear. So what repairs fear? Well, it's the love. You can go for a lot of fear. All life is fearful. I think everything is fearful. I think being a child at the moment is very fearful. I think going to school is very fearful. I think relationships are very fearful. I think England has become very fearful. I think the streets are very fearful. But have a look at the energy that you're feeling within you, and actually ask yourself, is it actually fear, or have you put the word of fear upon a feeling? If you can take away the word of fear, how do you think you would feel if we took that word away and said, okay, that word of fear is gone? How would that leave you? Just sit with that. I say simmer. Just simmer with that. If I took the fear away and I didn't feed it fear, what would it be now? Let me know. You might not get it tonight, but I think the spiritual journey for me and for everyone else was understanding fear. I think it's the biggest thing on the planet. And and fear is you're never enough. You can fear your own light. You can fear God. You can fear your own emotions. But ask yourself, is fear the right word, or is it something that you're putting yourself down because you feel that you're not good enough or you've let somebody down? You could be letting yourself down. I went through a tremendous amount of fear, so I'm not knocking it. But when I understood what fear wanted, now listen to this, it took me a long time as well. What did fear want? It just wanted to be loved. So your fears want to be loved. So if you wanted to connect into your higher self, or you wanted to connect in with the God, right? What would that God want? It would want you to love your fears. So it could put you on a journey of fear, because I think fear is the healing. And then once you get to that point that you just need to understand that you need to love that fear. When I loved that fear and I had to face that fear full on, well, it just kind of broke my heart, really, because it was like the fearful side of me, the child side of me, just wanted to be loved. He just got left behind. He just got forgotten about. He just, don't forget me, you know. And so therefore, fear is going to be your greatest challenge, but it needs loving, because that's the opposite. Once you love fear, and you can laugh at fear a little bit, then it neutralizes. There is none. It's just incredible, and that is the answer. That's the answer I discovered. I turned around. Didn't matter what country I went to. Didn't matter what relationship I was in. That fear was always coming up, and I bet you it's in the third chakra point. It's hitting you. You're feeling that energy right in the solar plexus. But look at your mind. Is your mind fueling it? I would say yes. Right, CGFI. May I please have orange and white? Thank you, Trevor. May I please? Yes, you may. So let's go with that. CGFI. Right, okay. Orange and white. On the orange we have God. That would have been great for the one that I just did, wouldn't it? And on the white, we've got guilt. So we've got a negative that's come up here. So now I've got to try and interpret, what does God mean on an orange level, which is chakra 2. So we are really talking about what's going on in the beginning of your story. So my indication of this that's coming up, in the beginning of your story, did you come from a religious background? Was you installed with religious scriptures, or did your mum and dad religious or strictly religious? There's something there that was going on, because this is taking it right back to the beginning. This could be childhood days of understanding what God is, or how was it installed and what did you believe. But then we go to the top end of this stick, as I call it. Let's just give you a visual here. As I come up here to the top, we have guilt that comes up with this. Now again, we're just playing on words. There's nothing here to sort of get overactive about or anything that's really wrong. I mean, guilt, I think I've spoken to so many people that they feel guilty about something, and guilt has absolutely destroyed them. So you've got this coming up in a universal energy. It's almost as if these two cards are the wrong way around. And that's how I would see it. I would have loved to have seen the God card up here, and I would love to have seen the guilt card down here. So could I turn around and say, something in your story you've got twisted, and it needs untwisting. So this is about a faith in God. It's about understanding the God. But what God is the question I'm going to throw back over to you. What God is it you believe in? If we go with a universal God, which I love, the fact of it being more of a universal God, that means it doesn't have a gender. It's not a he or it's not a she. But to me, is there something in your story that is twisted here? Oh no, I'll tell you what it could be. Sometimes in this story, especially for me, it seemed like everything was back to front. And it was like it was coming up at the wrong time, in the wrong place, in the wrong way. And it took me a long time to sort of go, no, what on earth is going on here? Why is that? Why is it back to front? So is there something here within your religious or your upbringing of God or your belief in God? There's a guilt about this God. There's a guilt about something that you've got with this God, that it's causing a separation. But guilt, let me explain something about guilt. It's just another word. It's just a word that human beings have put upon themselves as to keep themselves down, because you believe there was something that you're guilty for. Now, in the unconscious journey of the human being, which means you're just being a human being, you're just doing what life does, there's no guilt on that. But if you start to awaken, and then you start to look back at your life and think, oh shit, that was wrong, or we shouldn't have done that, or that was conniving, that's really where guilt comes from. Or you've done something knowing that it was going to be a problem, so that's where you produce that guilt within yourself. If you've done it unconsciously, there is no guilt involved. But if you consciously did it, then that's what you'll be left with. It will be left with that guilt. But I have nothing, I say to people, guilt is a strange word. You write it down, guilt. Say it, guilt, 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 guilt. It doesn't mean anything. It's guilt. It's guilt. It's a strange word. If I saw an animal doing that, it would be called a guilt, wouldn't it? So understanding your own guilt is a way of suppressing oneself. So are you suppressing yourself because you feel guilty or not worthy enough to understand the God within? God is within. Is there a guilt about that? Interesting. Guilt is a very, very strange word. You have to be really careful with words, because we use words to stop ourselves in so many ways. If you simply say, oh, I can't do that, that's it, it's over. You can't do it. That's it, it won't happen. It's like you're trying to find your keys and you keep saying, I can't find my keys, I can't find my keys, I can't find my keys. You know what happens? You don't find your keys. Now, what happens is you leave the room, you walk back in the room and you go, there's the keys. You know why you find the keys? Because you just stop saying, I can't find the keys. And when you say, I can't find, you find. It's like saying, I want to find a relationship, find a relationship, find a relationship. You can't find a relationship. When you stop trying to find a relationship, there's a relationship. They happen. So it's like everything, when we sort of talk about manifesting and things like that, it doesn't come with words. It comes with a feeling. And it's connecting with a feeling, not a word. Words are superficial. They're human. They're all human. It's as I said, the most important three letters in the alphabet are B, M, E. That's be me, right? The rest just confused the story, because I didn't need all these other words of the alphabet. They served me no purpose. Well, I needed to understand in any given point, situation, drama, anything that's going on. How's my body reacting? How is my mind reacting? And what is my energy doing? It's the only three things you need to know. And if you master them three things, then that's what you call mastering the self. Because be me is mastering. Mastering self. Or you can turn around and say, be me is miserable. It's the same thing. You can say, be me is mystical. I love the word mystical. Has anyone had mystical? Anyone on here? What's your mystical? Because I believe life should be mystical. I think all of it is mystical. But when you're caught in the five senses of the human being, there's nothing there that's mystical. It just is. But to meet a girlfriend, or to get the right job, the right phone call, the right meeting at the right time, in the right place, whatever it is, to me that's the mystical. And to me that's the soul. And the soul is mystical. So the human being is trying to understand the mysticism of the soul, because the soul knows what it's doing. So always be careful with words, because the chakra system, I think, is a way for the soul to let you know where your energy sits. So you've either got a good energy or a good thought about something, or you've got a negative energy and a bad thought about something. Now, you have the choice. Even though you pick up, this is not for just that one reading, this is for everyone. But if you've got that one negative feeling and your body's telling you this is a no-go, and then you do the go, and then you get the no-go, then you should have said, I should have listened to myself. How many of you have said that? That's not a fault, by the way. It's because you needed to experience it for the last time to say, from now on in, I'm going to be listening to myself and my body 100%, because it's the truth. It's telling me your body is the best barometer, the best lie detector, the best truth detector on the bloody planet. But we don't know how to use it. That is the difference. Beeism gets you in tune with knowing your thoughts, your feelings, your visions, your ideas, your future, your past, and your idea of God and how to heal oneself. It gets you to become the master. You become the master of it all. You start to communicate with yourself with intelligence. To me, God is intelligence. It's an intelligent consciousness. Right, yellow and green for JPH. Beautiful. Love this. Zippy. Liza. Hi, Liza. The Virgin. Thanks, that really helped. From Light Club. The Virgin. So sorry I'm late. We've been waiting for you, actually. Haven't we? Everyone. We're just sitting there like that. Just waiting for Virgin to turn up. Yeah, don't be late next time. Right, only joking with you. Okay, Virgin. So we have green and purple. Everyone's going for the top colours. So you obviously know the colours. That's the difference. And then we're going to come back down. So green and purple for the Virgin. I think you've been around on my channel for a long time, haven't you, the Virgin? Hopefully, I'm just looking at my microphone to make sure it's still attached. And purple. We got Miracle in the green, so that's amazing. And you got Universal on the beamy in the purple. Isn't that exactly what you wanted? I know that's what you wanted. I know that's how you wanted to hear it. Because this is what I want you to do from now on in. Everything that you do, everything that you see, everything that you understand is a miracle. It is the miracle of life. To understand yourself as a miracle and to love that miracle is the greatest asset you can give yourself. And that is to become the miracle. That's how I do a lot of my healing. It's coming from the heart. And so therefore, I create a miracle through using the power and the gift of my heart. So my lower self is not involved in that. My higher self isn't involved in that. But because I'm centered and balanced, which means I'm empty, I'm out of the way, I'm using my heart, I'm almost using a quantum physics of energy and vibration and frequency to create a miracle of healing. So, but what I want you to do, be me, is a miracle. Look at it. No one calls ourselves a miracle. Now, on the other side of the stick, we've got the universal energy. Well, of course, the universe is a miracle. Everything is a miracle. So to make something happen from your third eye, you would find that to be a miracle if you can get these two connected together. If I can create something in my mind and it happens within my heart, I've just created a miracle. But if I move this card out of the way and I move it back there, I call that a miracle. It's as simple as that. Why do I call that a miracle? Because when I turn into a spirit, I'm not here anymore, I can't pick that card up. There's no miracle. So represent yourself, body, mind and energy as being the miracle, a universal miracle. Be me. Be me is universal. I am a be me miracle. I love that. That is very nice. When I looked at the words miracle, and we've got so many people that want to understand what is a miracle. Miracles are happening all the time. It's just that we don't realise something is a miracle. When you're walking, talking, you're a work of art. You are this miracle. And I like to see everything on this planet as a miracle. It's almost like a magic miracle, because I think it's a miracle that everything works in the way that it works, but we never see it in the way that it's working to plan. And to me, that is a miracle. So universally, you are a miracle. The universe is a miracle. The whole thing is a miracle. When you put that together and you start working with your own universal energy, you've got to be a healer, aren't you, somewhere? So when you put the purple and the green together, that creates the miracle to make something happen, especially when it comes to healing, because you need that visual and you need that heart. Brilliant. Miracle. That hasn't come up for a long time in these cards. Sorry for that. The Virgin. That's for the funny, Trevor. Right, okay. Right, where are we? Right, okay, people. Hi, Alunimus. Welcome to the show. Let's go back here. Brown-eyed girl. I don't have black. Where do you see black on here? Where are you going with the black? I'll just show you here. The black. I've never... Black? There's no black. There's no black. So, I don't know where you're seeing the black. But I can talk about the black if you like. Because... even though it's black, there is colour in the black, the same as there's colours in white. When I used to spray cars, you'll be surprised the amount of colours that are in certain colours to make a certain colour. So all colours are virtually in colour. But you've said black here for some reason, and that could be the dark night of the soul for me, because that seemed very black, and I didn't realise black was even lower than black or darker than black, but there is a blacker than black. So, right, so we have purple and black. So brown-eyed girl, purple and black would be coming around a Gothic energy. So have you got a Gothic energy? Have you got an ancestral energy? Have you got a witch energy? That can be coming up as a witch energy. Love witches. Nothing wrong with witches. It's just it's the wrong word. I don't believe in that word witch. I believe in divine feminine healers. That's what I believe in. So you've got the black and the purple there. You've got a mixture of the two that comes up with that, brown-eyed girl. So is there a darkness in the purple? Is there a mysticism about your awareness? Do you like that sort of darkness in a way that is exciting? Let me know. Or did you just see the colour wrong on the table? Right, okay, brown-eyed girl, thank you, lots of love. I have been. It's the Virgo versus Virgin. Right, okay, it's the Virgo versus Virgin. Okay. Right, Lunimus, hello everyone. Daisy IQ, so true, Trevor. For days I've had bad lower back pain. Out of the blue, I started to meditate and use the Palo Santo. Don't know what that is. The pain moved to my upper back and I continued with sage smoke. No more pain now. So there you go. So you've healed yourself in whatever way it works for us. We have the ability to heal ourselves, because it's the one thing that's missing from the planet, isn't it? Nobody believes that they can heal themselves. I didn't. There's only supposed to be one man on the planet that could heal them, could heal in miracles, and we all know who that is. But no, it's not. We've gone way beyond that now. That's ancient history now. That's no good to us now. No, we can all heal. And the base of the spine is all about your structure. It's all about crumbling, solidarity. It's being firm. It's having firm foundations. And when foundations get rocked, you'll feel the pain in the lower back. But you've worked on that energy. And the spine is very important, because we've got 33 vertebrae in the spine, which is the ladder. And they say that it's the Jacob's ladder. It's the base of the spine that we're climbing up the ladder to reach God in the heavens. And the vertebrae, which is 33, again, that comes under Freemasonry. 33 is a very important thing. Some say it's to do with the occult. To me, it's just 33. 3 and 3 equals 6. But there's a big mathematical equation that comes up with the 33, because it's alignment of the back. So it's getting oneself aligned. Body, mind, energy. Okay, Virgin, it's all a miracle, I believe as well. Yes, it's all a miracle. Vida Nirvana. That's lovely. Vida Nirvana. No, that's Elvis Presley, isn't it? That sounds like a song, Vida Nirvana. I love that. It could be a chakra system. I love that. The Virgin one. Luminous, purple and white. I think I've done you. Jane Tones. Michelle Silliman. Green and blue. I'm just going back up, make sure. Daisy Q. Yes. Oh, we can. We can move pain. We can shift pain. I know. I went through a lot of it. Incredible amounts. Right. Michelle Silliman. Green and blue. You're all running around the greens and blue. You're all in the healing, aren't you? No, that goes there. So we've got honouring on the green, and on the blue we have, oh wow, now we've got a negative. We've got a tormented. So what is it that you're tormenting yourself over? If you are, these two words here are really crisscrossing each other. But on a negative, on a positive here, I think they're brilliant. Because you're either honouring yourself, which you never really look at that word, do you? You never think about honouring yourself, honouring your own heart, honouring the very things that you want to do, honouring your own passions, honouring your own truth, honouring your own soul, honouring your own self. You don't use the word enough. But then we've got tormented, which is where you're probably using that word quite a lot. Let's just switch over there. So you can see the two. Look, total opposites. Honouring, tormented. Honouring, tormented. So you're switching from the fourth to the fifth, to the fourth to the fifth. So you're seemingly great on the fourth, but you're tormenting yourself on the fifth, because there's something you're not believing on the fourth. So I would say to you, you probably don't use the word honouring. We don't. But when we honour ourselves, the be me, we're giving ourselves a command. We're honouring ourselves because we treasure ourselves, because we have something of importance, that we are something special. But on your fifth chakra point, there's something there that you're tormented apart. There's something in your heart that's tearing you apart. Something in your heart that's tearing you apart. That's a song. There's something in your heart that's tearing you apart, maybe. I just use maybes because I can't get the feedback. But there's something you're tormented about. So you're not honouring because you're tormented. You're tormented. You're tormented in the throat area, which is a lack of expression, and you feel tormented. Was you tormented somewhere along the line for honouring your gift or honouring your perception? Was you shouted down a lot? I don't know if that... Do you want to say that? I don't know why I'm saying that. But was you kind of put in your place? and therefore you become a bit fearful. You stopped communicating, or you shut up and you become fearful. So you've got a blockage of expressing yourself and honouring yourself. Is that true? Let me know. Interesting. I don't know what I'm saying. I say how it comes in or how it happens. And that's how I've always done it for me. You have to work with words. You have to work with a feeling. You have to work with a sentence. You have to work with something within yourself to discover, is it true or is it an illusion? So this is why words for me were very important. It's like I said, you know, when I was going through depression, if I took the word depression away, what am I now? So could I explain what I felt like without keep using the word of depressed? And see, that became a different thing. And so therefore, understanding your body and your mind and your energy and your experience, we have to honour that. But the awakening can be very tormenting. Speaking your truth can be very tormenting, because your mind can torment you and your own mind can shut you down. And that's a bugger when that starts to happen. And that's where we're not we're not totally in the alignment. Okay, let me know on that one. You missed ×3 on the scroll. JPH, Lizzie and Michelle. Right, okay. Did I not do JPH? Oh, God. Right, here we go. I'm being told off now. Right, so I've missed... Good day, Trev. Right, all day. Right, I've lost all the words now. Right, where's Elemental? Right, bear with me a second. Right, I missed 3 on the scroll. JPH. So let's go back. JPH. Where's JPH then? Right, I know JPH was on here because I said hello. Right, I'm scrolling. JPH. Yellow and green. Did I not do that? Okay, JPH. Yellow and green. I thought I'd done JPH. Yellow and green. JPH. Yellow and green. Right, okay, let's what we got. Question on the yellow. And we have on the green, paranoid. It seems like we're getting a positive and a negative. Nothing wrong with that. It's brilliant. As I said, this is an alphabet of negative and positives. Who's questioning? Is it you that's questioning? Is it someone that is questioning you? Have you questioned yourself so much that you've actually become paranoid over something? Because a lot of questions can come around being paranoid, which means, is it something that you're making up? Is it something you're accusing? Is it something that you've lost let me find the right word. You've lost your stepping stone and you become paranoid about something within your questioning. It's coming up in the yellow. So that's all about relationship with you. That's coming in with the trusting of the relationship. So as you're questioning got you into a form of paranoia, or is somebody questioning you that's actually making you believe you're paranoid? That can come up in a relationship as well. It's a relationship with somebody, or it's a relationship with with yourself. So when you ask a lot of questions and you don't get answers, you start making things up. And that can bring a form of paranoia, to become paranoid. Or there's someone around you that is very paranoid and is using a lot of questions that's making you paranoid. Let's see how we get on with that. Because questioning and paranoia, to be paranoid, comes up quite a lot, doesn't it? Because, you know, nobody likes to be questioned. And because it seems like, oh, someone's paranoid, can be jealous, they can be hurt, they can be mistrusting, they can be many, many things. And paranoid, a lot of people, do you know, paranoid, again, there is a word, it comes up a thing as if we're making something up. And I've known a lot of people that have become so paranoid, they become scared of themselves, or they think everything is out to get them. So let's just leave it with that for the moment, JP. Right, Zippy, I get it. Experimental, yellow solar plexus, your power and vitality, right. Zippy, yes, right, okay. Right, am I going back down? Light club, yellow and purple. Did I do that one? The most high. Yes, true. Make me sure cinnamon. Green and blue. Did that. Believe in yourself is the best. It is the best. You're people. You'll hear people like Joe Dispenza. Someone asked him a question. If you had 10 minutes to live, what would be the message you would give everybody? And he turned around and said, now, this guy knows a lot, doesn't he? Joe Dispenza, if you know him. And he went for people to believe in themselves. So out of all of his quest, of everything that he knows as a doctor, he's now turning around and saying that you've got to believe in yourself. The world needs to believe in itself. So obviously there's a problem now. Right, okay. I don't know how long this list is now. I think I need a bigger screen. Can somebody help me out here? I'm looking at little writings with these stupid glasses on, trying to have a look at the little writing. Right, so I'm late. Sorry if I miss everyone. I'm just on an iPad. I need all the equipment. Daisy Q, green and red. I think I did that. Sorry if just let me know back if I'm not doing, not seeing it, because body is a good community and we just need to listen. Yes, Daisy, that is true. The Virgin, it's all a miracle. Yes, luminous. Purple and white. So did I do luminous purple and white? Let me know, yes or no. It's hard because the list is down here. Right, okay, like elemental is down at the bottom here, right? Right, rider. Right, rider 3322, experimental. I worked over Christmas, just cracked up. Right, that's used to talking. Bernard Gill, I have to scroll back a few minutes for yours. JPH. Right, Liza, orange and yellow. I'm trying Liza. Right, Liza, orange and yellow. Right, I'll have to go to the bottom. It's so small. It's so small. It's hard for me to see it all. So orange and yellow for Liza. Got insecure that comes up on the orange. This is stemmed from your childhood. And then we've got on the yellow, visualize. So this is again second and third chakra point. Let's switch over. You've got second and third chakra point that is coming up here. You've got insecurity that's coming up on your very much. In the beginning of your life, there's always been a sense of insecurity within you. And this is a great word, insecurity, because when we're healing ourselves, what is the very thing that everybody's looking for? Well, it's trying to understand that very one word of feeling insecure. But if you separate that word, it's insecure, insecure, in-seek cure. So for me, when that came up for me, I was insecure because I needed to seek the cure. So I split the word insecure. So I'm not insecure, but inside I'm insecure. And this is coming up as a visualization. Visualize yourself feeling more secured. Feel secure within yourself, because insecurity is either comes from somebody else making you feel insecure, or it's yourself that is making you feel insecure. It's a tough word. It's a brilliant word. And many of us are trying to understand it. You know, when we feel secure in something, I say that's what love is. Because when you're insecure about something, especially coming up in the second chakra point, so there's something there that is way down. So if you have an illness or a complaint in that area, below your belly button area, if you've got energy there, or some sort of sickness there, or some sort of complaint there, that will always come from the energy of feeling insecure. So you have to find out what it is that you're feeling insecure about. It could be loads of things, but if I look at their whole human story, I think the whole human story is very insecure. I think everyone is very insecure. They just cover it up in many different ways. So visualize yourself with inside yourself of what are you insecure about and what would you like to feel secure about. We're caught up with chat now, Trevor. Wow, right, I've got one above you. Oh, someone wants more. They want orange, purple and white. I said 2 colours. But let's go with orange, purple and white. So let's go with orange, purple and white. Okay. Orange, we have fulfillment. So what is it that you would like to fulfill in your journey? The soul has come here to fulfill something. That would be your personal something. That would be your personal transformation. So what is it that you want to fulfill? You got perfect that comes up on the third eye, which is the purple. So there's something here that you are trying to perfect in this fulfillment, but your fulfillment and your perfection is from A to B. So there's a big gap between your A point and your B point. Now, on your universal 7th, you've got to be the witness. So if there's only one thing that we need to understand about planet Earth and what would be the true meaning of being here, it would definitely to be a witness. So in your fulfillment of something that you feel that you would like to fulfill, I feel that's lower down on the scale, but you have this higher level. So I think you're working on the lower self in the fulfillment, and your perfection or perfect is working on your higher self. And your higher self is saying to you something about it is already perfect within the fulfillment. So in the fulfillment, have a look at the opposite to that. What is the opposite to fulfillment? It's unfulfilled. So what is unfulfilled that needs to be fulfilled? And that would be your perfection. And that is about witnessing something within you that you can connect them two together. Because don't forget, if you're asking for what is the meaning of life, call it as simple as this. You came here to witness the kingdom of God. To me, that makes perfect sense. So is that perfect? Are you understanding what perfection is, or what is perfect? Because we can turn around and say that the soul is perfect. We can turn around and say that you are perfect. But what makes it unperfect is I still believe it is the human programming that turns around and says, you're not perfect. But what is perfect? It's a big word, isn't it? I think perfect can be a crime in one sense because we all like to get things perfect. But on a divine level, everything that happens in your life, I've discovered there is something in it that is perfect. You may not understand it at first. It's like the dark night of the soul. To me, it's a bloody drama. It was the worst thing on the planet. But then there was perfection, and it was perfect for my journey. And it wasn't until I understood that it was perfect, then it all started to make sense. Okay. Right, Parisian Princess, hello. Liza from Experiment, I've done that. Florentine Rodriguez, hi Trevor, hi Florentine. Liza, thank you very much. Bad-eyed girl, thanks. JPH, loads of little things I have no idea about. Things, kisses, I don't know what they are. Right, JPH, perfectly imperfect. That it could be, that's right, perfectly imperfect. That's a great balance. And if it's imperfect, sometimes for me, I wanted to perfect something. Hairdressing is a big thing for perfection. You're getting it right. There's nothing wrong with trying to get it right. And you strive for perfection. And perfection can drive you crazy. But once you've achieved that perfection, there is no perfection because it just becomes is. So I can perfect an haircut. I can work with that haircut. I can keep on working with that haircut. I can put that haircut on many models and I'm going to perfect that haircut so it becomes a signature haircut. Once I know that's my signature haircut, I can do that without looking at it as a perfection because I've worked it out. So for me, that was perfection. Right. Denise Leslie, good day, Trevor. Blue and white, please. Did we do that? Did we do that, Denise? No? Right, okay. Well, we've done 121. I normally do 1.5 hours. So hopefully, listen, take everything with a pinch of salt of what I say. There may be a message in there. There may not be a message in there. This is not all or do all. It's just something to get interactive with. It's just something that we can engage with. It's something to understand who is Trev and why does Trev do what he does. So we've got Daisy and Denise. Denise, right, Leslie. Good day, Trevor. Blue and white, please. So let's see what comes up in the blue. We have question. And on the white, we have awkward. We're getting a lot of positive and negative. But I love that. A positive has to have a negative has to have a positive. How many of you know this for a fact? You might have had some great news at work. It's the best news. You can't wait to get home and tell everyone your great news. And as soon as you walk into the house, someone's gave you some bad news. So your great news has just gone right out the window. So I spoke to loads of people. I know even in myself. Oh, there's some great news. Oh, now there's some bad news. And it just seems to be this balance of getting the great news and the dark news or the bad news right. And I always find that. But you've got here, be me, questions. Question everything. I think question is a why question. And you've got to question everything. And what you're doing is that you're using your voice to question something. But on your 7th chakra, there's something there that comes up, which just a word, but it says there's something that's being me feels awkward. So what is it, or could it be within you that is something that you feel awkward about the way that you question, or the way that you're trying to get answers to your question? So you're moving from your throat chakra and you're asking for universal energy, but there's something there that you feel awkward about. You feel awkward in your questions. Questions are awkward, especially when people ask you questions. They can be awkward. If you don't know answers to questions, that also becomes awkward. Let's leave that right there. Awkward. Question everything. And if anyone is questioning you and it makes you feel awkward, that's not the right person, is it? That's not somebody that you want. That goes right back to a childhood thing, you know, when your parents say to you, did you do that, you know, and you didn't do it, but you seem to be getting the blame for it, you know, because no one's owning up. So questions can seem very awkward. When you ask the right questions, though, there's no awkwardness. When you know the answers to questions, there is no awkwardness. Devalar, thank you so much. That was revealing. That's a great word, revealing. Dino, the laundry machine won't work if we all have is positive current. Nothing works if you just have a positive. Your atoms, your own gene pool, your own molecular system has to have positive and negative charge. And you're right. You have to have both. A battery, it gives off energy. You have to have a positive charge and you have to have a negative charge. That's the only way that we can get the battery to work. So when you look at your voice, when you put voice onto an audio, it would be nice if words just came up, but they don't. On an audio, it's peaks and troughs. It's waves, right? So your peak moment can be, oh, that's good news. Your downward moment, that's bad news. Oh, that's good news. Oh, that's bad news. That's the thing. When you're awakening and you're healing and you're traveling to understand yourself, it'll be like a bipolar. You get it, you don't. You get it, you don't. You get it, you don't. When you start working with energy and you start working on a quantum field of energy, which means you're completely empty space and every atom in your body is just giving off an energy. It's like a vortex of energy. That ripples out. And so therefore, when we go beyond the human being, we are just using energy to ripple, to effect. Now, if you've got an energy, say if you're giving out love and you send out that ripple of energy. Now, all of this can be measured. It's all scientifically proven. But if you've got somebody that you meet that has got a discharge to that, that's got a negative to that, that is going to form an interference pattern in your wave pattern into getting out of love. If you meet somebody that they're giving off love and you're giving off love, when them two wave patterns meet, it produces a stronger wave pattern, and the two wave patterns become one. That's why we turn around and say that when we meet the right person, oh my God, we're the same, we're in tune, we're working together. But if somebody causes a disturbance, then it creates two different interactions, and that's where it gets disturbed. So we're always thinking and working on vibrations. Feelings are vibrations. Your body picks up on feelings, it picks up on vibrations, it picks up on energy. It's a frequency, because every cell in your body is sending off a frequency, and it also receives a frequency. When you awaken to your own intuition, it's picking up on the frequencies. You all do it, but it's trying to understand it. Andrew Steele, long time no see. That was revealing. Washing machine done. Denise Leslie. Andrew Steele. Hi Trevor, I'm going. Hi Andrew. Just tuned in and found you live. That's a shame, because I'll have to get the times right. I thought 7:30 was good, but yeah, I'm about to go off soon. But yeah, keep a look out, Andrew. So nice. Hope you're doing great. Hope you're doing well. I've spoken to Andrew, by the way, everybody. Beautiful energy. Beautiful man. Hope you were able to find yours. That's Luminous. Daisy Q, thank you, Luminous. I didn't, but it's okay. I don't know what that was. I went back and listened. Andrew Steele. Still here, bro. Right, Luminous. Okay, coming to the end here. Andrew, you're the last one on. Do you want to pick two colours? Here, let me show you. Pick two colours. I'm just doing like little beamy readings on a chakra level. So if you can come up with me and Andrew, just choose two colours. There's a chakra system right there. Let me know before I go. Let me see if I can get a little meeting in there with you. I hope it'll be really good. Let's see what happens. Daisy Crew. Right, okay, let's see. Doing great, my bro. So that's good. So orange, you've picked orange. Another colour. Orange and blue. Right, on the orange you've got relationship. Hopefully you're in one and it's all doing very well. Right, hold up a minute. We've got a negative that comes up here. Right, so on the orange we have, let me show you, we have a relationship. On the blue we're feeling a little bit vulnerable. So, two choices. It's either a relationship with something or someone, can be work, it can be a personal, it can be a self relationship. But is there a moment of feeling vulnerable within the voicing of something to do with this relationship? The other side of this story, I could turn around and say, is relationships have made you feel vulnerable. So are you going through a vulnerable stage at this moment and you're trying to understand a relationship? That's about as far as I can take that. But understanding that, as we've spoken to before, it's been many years now, but your relationship is the perfect relationship. And it's funny, really, because the relationship is actually coming up where the relationship would start, which is in that second chakra point there. So that's the source of everything. So in relationships, are your relationships seemingly like the same, or are you similarly like the same in the relationships, and there's a vulnerability behind that? Vulnerability is good, because I think vulnerability kind of lets us know, it puts us on guard. I don't know if that's right or if that's true. Oh, spot on. Right, okay, I won't say no more about that. Spot on reading, okay. Right, don't know how he missed that one. Right, okay, spot on. So again, looking at the vulnerability of everything and looking at the word relationship, do you know, the best thing that I've discovered is if you look at your life as the relationship, and that's your personal relationship, I would say to you, fall in love with that first before we fall in love with anything else. Once you fall in love with that, which is your life, that helps you to fall in love with everything, which then becomes a natural thing. Now, that's the best thing I found. Now, what it is that you're doing, love and relationship is a feeling, it's an energy, right? When we ain't got it, we feel very vulnerable. We all do. So what I was taught within my spirit is I needed to fall in love with life. So therefore, my body was now feeling the energy that it fell in love with life. And falling in love with life, that's when I discovered the beauty of life. And it was a beauty of life that I'd never seen before. So when you fall in love with somebody, isn't it, you can't, you say, oh my God, you're the most beautiful thing on the planet, and we see the beauty of them. That's what love is all about. So falling in love with life, I think, is a beautiful way for your body to represent itself as being part of life. But if we don't fall in love with life, then we feel like there's a vulnerability. Now, the soul will pick up on that. The soul will feel very vulnerable, and the soul will hold back here a little bit. It says, hold up a minute. Love hurts. I don't know if I want to get involved in that. And so therefore the vulnerability kind of shelters you a little bit and it holds you back a little bit. But if you represent yourself as falling in love with life, and I know you've got a beautiful energy, so if any relationship is making you feel vulnerable, I would say that's not the right relationship, be honest with you, because you've got a great energy. Right, okay, thank you for your insight, and it makes sense to me. Thanks, Andrew. Hopefully you'll catch on a little bit more next time. Right, I think we're going to start ending it. Is there any, where are we, 133, Andrew Steele, experimental, thanks, experimental elemental. Can you find a shorter name, please? Thank you for your insight, Daisy Q. Don't know how we missed that one. I don't know what that is. Orange, we've done. Daisy Q, Trev Risley. It's okay if he doesn't get to green and red. Trevor said much more. Right, so if I missed that Daisy Q then, if he doesn't get to green and red. Right, Daisy Q. Green and red. Right. Yeah, there's loads of insights. It's just not your own personal reading. It's, it's for everyone. Green and red. So, green and red. God, there's so much to think about on here. Right, green and red. What comes up in the green is kindness, which is very rare, isn't it, on a world that we live in today. So when I look at that, Daisy, and Daisy is a beautiful name, by the way. So we've got kindness. So the root cause of who you are, there is a kindness within you. We don't see too much of this. And that word very rarely comes up as a kindness. But your root, your first chakra point, is of kindness. Now, you've got intelligence that comes up here on the green. So I'm hoping that you are a very loving and kind and gifted and generous, intelligent soul who understands the intelligence of being kind. And kindness has always been your story. But you may not have met many people out there that will represent and return kindness. So your beamy essence is of kindness. Your heart is of intelligence. So use your kindness intelligently, which means wisely and not stupidly. Because, listen, everyone, I used to say to my friends, people say to me, you're too kind, or they used to start taking liberties with me. And it was like, and I used to say to him, don't take the piss out of my kindness, because it's not a weakness. Because my kindness can twist. But kindness, people can take it as a weakness, right? And they always say that the kind ones don't get on. It's always the arseholes that get on. It's kind of do birds of a feather flock together, right? So arseholes meet arseholes technically. But there is an element of kindness. I love that word. Be me kindness. Be kind to oneself. Be kind to everything. It's missing. I think it's a word that's truly missing from everyone's vocabulary. To be kind, to be gentle, to be nice, to be... Kindness always reminds me of a soul that is so innocent and so pure and so right and so beautiful. And the intelligence that comes within that, when you find the body, mind, energy, intelligence, and you work from that heart, and you work from that kindness, I think that's the magic. I'm going to look upon that a little bit later for myself, really, because it's a beautiful combination. You've got a beautiful combination there. There's no negativity in that. So from your very first chakra point, from the essence that you came onto the planet, you absorbed kindness and intelligence, and you're up to the fourth chakra point here. And that's the very basis of you, that your basis is intelligent and it has come with kindness. I've spoken it in that way, and I'll just have to leave it in that way. Calm Blue, hello. Right, all right, for level, good question. Right, we're going to leave this because the voice is going soon. So, Calm Blue, Kind Blue, I nearly called you then. And that you are very kind. Right, okay, where are we? Calm Blue. Hi Trev, agree falling in love with life is a perspective that makes sense. Yeah, you know, don't you? See, you're living the journey, you'll be in the journey, and you know that that's the way about falling in love with life. And then the rest of it all works together. Right, okay, we'll catch up soon. Yeah, make the appointment. Right, okay, 18 readings missed for Haley's House and Florentine Rodriguez Blackchid. Oh, right, okay. 18? Are you kidding me? Right, 18. So, right, Haley's House. I didn't even see that name. So I'm going to scroll back to Haley's House. Let's do that one first. Haley's House. Where are you? Right, I'm going back, I'm going back, I'm going back, I'm going back, I'm going back. I'm going right back to the beginning and I'm not seeing it. Right, I'm going back. I need a bigger screen, people. Right, I'm going back. I'm going back and I'm going back and I'm going back. I'm not seeing that name. Sorry, everyone. I've had to stop here because I've just been told off. No, I have not. Cannot see that name. Bear with me. I cannot. Right, Haley's house, was it? Was it Haley's house, purple and green? You sure I didn't do that? So purple and green. Let's go back to the... It's nice to see everyone on here, by the way. It's been really great. Come back, Trev. What do you mean, come back? Right. Purple and green. Haley's house, purple and green. Right, Haley's house. If I'm seeing that right, as I said, everything's so small. Right, purple and green. Purple and green. Purple's going to come up first. And we have naturalness, and why not? Naturalness is the key to the universe. Purple and green. Right, purple and green. We've got two. I was just going to turn around and say, naturalness is the true meaning behind love. And guess what your green card come up with is love. Love. Love means live one vibrational energy. Love be me. That's coming right up in the heart. And what you've got that's coming up in your spiritual journey here is all about naturalness. So I now know within my journey, there's your naturalness, there's your love. Two great combinations between the two. Love of the heart and understanding that the spiritualness of the journey, the spiritualness of understanding what love is, has to come from a naturalness or even as a neutralness. Because neutral and natural is very, very, very similar. So when you've got love, love can come with conditions, right? That's why it's come up in the fourth, because there's conditions on what is it I want from love. But what you're asking for is a naturalness. When we can feel naturalness with anything or anyone within oneself or anything on the planet, if you look at the universal law, if you look at every creature on the planet, the one thing it's doing, which the human being isn't doing, it's being in its naturalness, in its natural form. And that is the very thing that the human being has been stripped out. It doesn't know what naturalness means. It does not know what natural means. It's a tough one. Becoming be me, becoming oneself, you have to find a sort of a naturalness. And it took time and it took practice and it took energy, because everything takes energy to become something. Loving takes a lot of energy. Understanding love takes energy. Wanting love takes a lot of energy. But when you look at love, living one vibrational energy, be me, body, mind, experience, love be me, which means once you start loving oneself because you found the naturalness in it, then that's how you start to live your life in a very natural way. Because most people feel very unnatural, and that's why they'll turn around and say, I just don't fit in the skin. Something here just doesn't fit. It doesn't feel right. It's because there's something about it that's unnatural. And I discovered that with the human terminology. What did human mean for me? Well, it was unnatural. Something there just wasn't right. It's just something there that was amiss. And that was my spiritual journey, that was to find out, well, what was missing from that word human being. And then I discovered be me. And then I knew what was missing. I'm not being a human being. I don't want to be a human being. It's too confusing. So the naturalness came in with the be me. And the be me took a bit of practice, because I had to deprogram the what became the naturalness of the human being. Okay, guys, I think, right, Eddie's house, we got it. Purple and green, that's been said. Luminous, blessings, everyone. Right, guys, my voice is going. Rodriguez, right, Florentine Rodriguez, how did I miss you out? So let me go back to Florentine Rodriguez. Message retracted, was that it? Florentine, message retracted. So I'm getting a few message retracted. Right, message retracted. So for some reason, Florentine Rodriguez, and the last 4 goes message retracted. So I'm not sure what's going on there. It's been cool. Thank you from Rider3222. Right, everybody. Thanks for joining. I'll probably do another one in a couple of days' time. So I'll give it, what's the day? Tuesday, was it? Probably Thursday. So if you can catch up Thursday, and we'll do some more. Please find a shorter name. Yeah, Dina says, yeah, please find a shorter name. I'm really pleased I caught you tonight. You're an inspiration. Thanks, Andrew. Calm Blue. Make a date. 9th level by Trench Keith. Good question. Thank you for your insight. Right, I think that's it. I'm going to have to call it that. The voice is disappearing. So, guys, I'd like to thank Elemental for making sure I get everything in the best way that I can. Blackachid 777. I don't know where that is with yours. I didn't see that come up. I'm sorry that I've missed that. I've done as well as I can. But as you can hear, the voice is really starting to play a part. So on that note, I bid everyone a good night or a good day, wherever you are in the world. But this is Trevor. I'm going to be signing off. And I shall speak to you real soon. So from other than that, all I want you to do is be true to yourself. So